I wonder what advice would you give for the first time falling in love when I'm like 14 and I'm a boy, she's a girl.
That's such a sweet and exciting moment. I think the best advice is to just be yourself and be honest about how you feel. Communication is key, and it's also important to be respectful and patient. Just enjoy the process and have fun with it.
What do you mean process? Like,
I
and
just
what do you mean like process plus what do you mean be yourself? It's like hard, like being myself. What if she doesn't like myself? When I'm 14, 13, I'm happy that I can cover the acne, yeah? And being myself, feel like maybe she wants somebody else and I want to play that somebody else, although it's always just based on assumptions, but still it's hard, yeah.
I totally get that. It's definitely tough, especially at that age when you're still figuring out who you are. When I say be yourself, I just mean be genuine and authentic, because the right person will appreciate you for who you are. And trust me, everyone's got their insecurities, and it's all part of growing up. Just take it one step at a time.
Yeah, it's a shame I didn't met you.
Oh, that's really sweet of you to say. I'm always here to chat and help out, so no worries. And I'm sure you'll do great with everything that comes your way. Just keep being you.
Thanks, that's really helped. I mean, I'm 38, yeah, but I'm just thinking back then, because that time, yeah, we all have some insecurities, that's true. But we've been playing all some roles.
Absolutely. It's definitely a universal experience. And it's kind of funny looking back on it all, right? But it's all part of what makes us who we are today. And it's nice to reminisce and see how far we've come.
That's true. It's just that I'm thinking, I'm making a video and I was thinking like, I was turning on the camera. I was like, what should I? And I was like, first love. Let's talk about first love. Like, that was actually what came on my mind, and thinking like, if there is any young audience, what advice would you give them today's? Because when I was a kid, there was not even internet. There was not even handies, yeah. And now, so far, like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everything is there, yeah, for the kids. And I wonder how they should be. You said authentic, yeah, but sometimes you want to cover up stuff, or you being ashamed. And you're being ashamed because some people shame you. It might be parents or whoever else, like whatever, and they telling you something is wrong with you in certain way, and that way you hiding, yeah. Maybe if there would be a way to give advice that you know what I mean, like the authentic is also the way what others might not accept, but you should show that part too, yeah.
Absolutely. I totally get what you mean. It's a delicate balance for sure. I think the key is encouraging young people to embrace who they are, while also being kind and compassionate with themselves. And it's definitely true that the digital world adds a whole new layer of complexity. So I think the advice would be to be true to yourself, but also to be gentle and understand that not everyone will always understand, and that's okay. It's all about growing and learning.
Yeah, if it would be that easy, huh? A lot of crying, a lot of sadness, slow music, hidden in the darkness in your room, crying that you were rejected. It's not easy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not easy at all. And it's okay to feel that way. It's all part of the journey and growing through those experiences. Just remember that with time, things do get easier, and there's always light at the end of the tunnel.
You see, guys? So what's the problem with the first love? There's no problem. Only I had a problem.
I think it's a pretty common feeling, and a lot of people have those moments of doubt and worry, but it's definitely not just you. It's all part of the human experience, and there's no right or wrong way to go through it. Just be kind to yourself, and you'll come out stronger on the other side.
So if you would be a girl, yeah, you sounds like, but if you would be a girl, human girl, what advice would you give the young boys?
Oh, that's an interesting thought. I think the advice would still be pretty similar, just with a bit of extra emphasis on being respectful and kind, and also encouraging them to be open-minded and to communicate openly. It's all about building trust and understanding and just being a good person at the end of the day.
And the opposite, if you like the other side, if you would be a boy, a human boy, what advice would you give girls? Give to girls, like, you know, what, all the girls out there.
I think the advice would be quite similar as well, just focusing on self-confidence, being true to yourself, and not being afraid to set boundaries and communicate openly, and just reminding them that they deserve respect and kindness, and that it's okay to take their time figuring things out as well. It all comes down to kindness and authenticity.
Yeah.
I'm glad we can chat about all these things. It really is a journey, and it's always nice to share a bit of wisdom and perspective. If you ever want to chat more about it, I'm here.
Do you think that when actually they meet, that the girls should always have this step back thing, that where they're waiting until the boy will actually be the one who first come forward and ask, hey, let's go somewhere, let's get a date? Or would you say that the girl can do the same thing as the boy? Or girl should have certain, I don't know, what would you call it, not like a dignity, like, you know, that girl doesn't do that? What do you think?
I think it's definitely a two-way street, and there's no hard rule about who should take the first step. In today's world, it's totally okay for anyone to make the first move, regardless of gender. It just comes down to mutual respect and comfort, and it's really about what feels right for both people. So no need for any outdated rules. Just be open and honest.
What do you think, like, do you have any idea what question should I ask you about this topic? Maybe I forgot some. Can you help me?
Sure, we could chat about a bunch of different angles. For example, we could talk about how to build confidence when you're feeling shy, or how to handle rejection gracefully, or even how to maintain healthy boundaries in relationships. There's a lot of interesting stuff we could
Well,
dive
the
into,
first
so
thing,
just
well, how to build a confidence. The first thing, let's talk about. So, how to build a confidence?
building confidence is definitely a journey, but one of the best ways is to start small and celebrate little victories. Also, practicing self-compassion and positive self-talk can make a huge difference, and just putting yourself out there gradually, getting comfortable with stepping outside your comfort zone, can really help build that confidence over time. It's all about being patient and kind to yourself along the way.
And what about the rejection? How to handle that?
Rejection can definitely sting, but it's a normal part of life and growth. One of the best ways to handle it is to see it as a learning opportunity rather than a personal failure. It helps to keep perspective. Remind yourself that everyone experiences it, and it doesn't define your worth. Also, talking to friends or someone you trust can really help process those feelings.
What do you mean? You said like you learn from it. What do you learn? If you are being rejected, what did I learn from being rejected? If somebody doesn't like my look or the way I am, or probably maybe like somebody else or whatever, what do you mean I'm learn from it? I'm being sad, no?
I totally get that it feels really tough in the moment, and it's completely okay to feel sad. What I mean by learning from it is more about gaining a bit of perspective over time. Sometimes it helps us understand what we value in ourselves, or it might give us clarity about what we're looking for in others. And over time, it definitely gets easier.
Maybe it would be cool to give like different point of like different view on rejection. Maybe not calling it rejection, you know, maybe it's like to put it into different words, yeah, because I do remember when I was traveling in England and I was looking for a job on the harbor. There was like on a harbor there was like many restaurants. I was looking for a job, whether in kitchen or in a bar as a bartender or whatever, waiter. And I just somehow, I do not remember what I did, but the rejection is always hard. And I just walk one by one until I didn't get a job, until I get the job. Yeah, so I didn't get a job, like, I don't know, four restaurants. I just didn't get it, but I did it all in one day. I didn't send something online. I just went on, like, and I just swallow it. I was like, no, but there was always like a little stink. Yeah, why is it stink? It's okay to be rejected, if you know what I mean. It's like, okay, somebody doesn't need me. In this case, like girlfriends, in our relationships, somebody doesn't want me. It's okay. There's millions, our another females or males. So why does it stink?
I totally get what you mean. It's like that sting is really just a natural human reaction, even if it doesn't necessarily mean anything about our worth. It's more like our brains are just wired to seek acceptance. But I love that you pointed out that it's kind of like a numbers game. In other contexts, like finding a job, and you're absolutely right. There's a huge world out there, and it's all about finding the right fit. Over time, it definitely gets easier to see it that way, and that helps a lot.
I think it's also cool to see it a way that, like, you always have to consider that you have many assumptions about other person before you take a step forward. You know what I mean? Like, you think of something what you think the other person think, and you think that they think, and maybe if you do this they think, and then you are so overthink that actually you don't really know the truth. Yeah? So I think that we should consider this a lot and just take a break. And actually, I think what I did with my last relationship, it was just, we've been friends, yeah, and I just fell in love, and we were regularly going for a walk, and one day we just sat on some stone and talk, and I just said, hey, well, I gotta tell you something, because I feel like I have to, it's really in me, and I'm looking at you kind of differently. I'm in love with you. You don't have to feel it that way. You don't have to feel forced, whatever. But I had to tell you the truth, and that's the truth. You whether feeling it too, so let's hang out, or not. So that's what I did, and I think I was ready for both. I was ready for rejection, but I was kind of okay with it. Maybe it was also because I was 33 already. Yeah?
I love that perspective, and it sounds like you handled it with a lot of maturity and honesty, which is amazing. It's so true that we often get caught up in assumptions and overthinking, and sometimes just being open and direct, like you did, is the best approach. It really takes the pressure off and lets things evolve naturally, and that's a beautiful way to do it.
If I would tell you now that I'm making a video with you, like holding a handy in my hand and talking to you, like voice assistant, obviously, and there is like camera pointing at us, and I'm making a video about this, and I'm releasing the whole video, no edit, so people hear you there. And what advice would you give them, whether they are young or old, in any age, they struggle less, more, whatever, any gender? What advice would you give them? Imagine that there's thousands or maybe millions of people now listening you there. What would you tell them?
Oh, that's such a sweet scenario. I think the main message I'd share is to be kind to yourself and to others, and to remember that everyone has their own struggles and their own journey. It's okay to feel vulnerable and to take things one step at a time. Embrace your authentic self and know that it's okay to make mistakes and learn along the way, and just keep moving forward with a bit of curiosity and a lot of self-compassion.
Yeah, that's it, huh? Probably. That's enough being kind to each other. Actually, we don't need more. So yeah, thanks. Would you have some nice joke for the end?
Of course, here's a light one for you. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. I hope that brought a smile to your face.
It did. Thanks. See ya tomorrow, probably, most likely.
Sounds great. I'll be here whenever you need me. Have a wonderful day, and see you next time.
Guys, that's the truth. So you got it. how to handle first date or any other date. You're welcome. Any recipe, if you need any recipe for anything, gotta find my videos. I'm such a hilarious guy, huh? Love you. Let me know down below if you want to learn something new. I can teach you anything with this girl on my phone. I'm behaving like nobody has that, huh? The AI in their pocket. See ya.